We bought our condo back in 2019 and it has served us well. Us being myself, Matt, our 16-year-old, our most recent addition, 20-month-old, and now our 18-year-old who's actually getting ready to move out for college. We brought home Charlie just as soon as we moved into this place, so it's really the only home she's ever known. Our 18-year-old took over the first floor garage space a couple of years ago after we did a bit of remodeling for her. That area is not up for viewing. The second floor has the dining room with a lovely bathroom attached right where you'd want it to be near the dining table, a small kitchen, a living room with an appointed office nook, and a tiny deck that I'm still trying to figure out. And the third floor is where the rest of us sleep, wash up, and play. This is home. A good 4-bedroom in our area costs between $500,000 and $1 million. Someday we hope to move into a place with a yard and no shared wall, although honestly we hardly notice because our neighbors are pretty great. Right now we've decided that having the money to travel is a higher priority at this stage of our lives. The spectrum of minimalism is pretty vast, but overall we live a pretty minimalist lifestyle. Everything has a place and a purpose, and we don't often hold on to things we don't need. We have a storage space, it's in the garage, and filled with things like tools, camping supplies, and Christmas decor. Honestly, we don't have space for much more than that anyway. But is it weird? I guess that depends on how you define weird. Our toddler's toys fit into this one toy box upstairs, or this cubby if we're downstairs. We generally use things that are reusable. And we actually all sit down to eat dinner at this table. No tech allowed. It's really not so bad because we all actually enjoy each other's company. But we also don't have any strange, strict indoctrinations for our kids. In fact, my oldest is a self-proclaimed maximalist. It's fine, we have a system, and it helps that she has chosen to convert the garage into her own space. For us, it really does come down to systems and boundaries. As a side note, we plan to downsize her queen bed in the garage and add an indoor play structure for Chloe since we live in the rainy Pacific Northwest. It's not very minimalist, but I think it'll be cool. There are a few things that really help this to work for us, and the first is that we amplify the space we have. We've used bunk beds in the past with an office that fit underneath, and we've since swapped that out for a twin and small crib combo that fits great in that room. We've also converted spaces like our garage. It's been many functions so far: an office, a fitness area, a bedroom, and soon to be possibly guest or playroom. The upstairs hallway has become a play space for Chloe to give Gracie more privacy down the hall. And makeshift office spaces can be found in the nooks of both our bedroom and the living room. We also tend to opt for smaller pieces, like the mobile coffee table in place of a big standard coffee table in our living room, which leaves a wider floor space for me to do yoga and for Chloe and Charlie to play on me while I do yoga. So we amplify our spaces, but we also obviously just try to own less stuff. That one's probably a given, but our spaces could easily get overwhelmed and overtaken just like anyone else's, even with our best attempts to amplify the space we have. I've shared videos of things that I only own one of, and there are just as many things that we own none of. But don't get me wrong, we still have things, probably even more than we need. Like this meditation pillow. I like it. I don't need it. If I'm being honest, I don't even use it for meditation most of the time. It's become a leg rest, a stepping stool for Chloe, and something that I occasionally sit on when we're playing board games on the ground. But I do like it. Looking at it reminds me of feeling calm. It reminds me to meditate, even though I rarely actually use it for meditation. More often than not, my meditation looks like me lying up in bed, popping in my earbuds, and opening up my Aura app to see what the AI recommends for me today. At this point, I've listened to enough tracks for the app to have me pretty well pegged, so thanks to Aura Health for sponsoring this video. Meditation has become pretty mainstream here lately, but I know that there are still a ton of assumptions about the type of person who would sit down and focus on their thoughts. And I get it. I grew up in a small town in Southeast Texas. Literally last weekend, I was on a metal boat gator trolling with my dad. So when I started meditating, I felt like I was someone pretending to do something weird, like something that I had no clue how to do. And now I get in the zone almost immediately. And what used to feel really strange, it feels really good to my brain and my body now. And I really think that if I had an app like Aura, this whole mindfulness meets AI type of technology when I was first starting, I think that the process would have been much easier because everything is laid out in clear terms. So you can find what you're looking for, even if you weren't sure what that was when you opened up the app. If you're interested in trying it out for yourself, you can use the link in my description to get a free trial of their premium version and 25% off afterwards, or you can just check it out for free. We also have systems for maintaining and moving things out. One thing that I've shared when the girls were younger, my teenagers, my 16 and 18-year-old, was that in the past we used the Greenlight debit cards for chores, and we still use the card for payments, even though we're not actively using the chores feature anymore, maybe when Chloe gets a little older. But regardless of the method we go about it, we found that for us, having some kind of regularity and incentive keeps everybody on the same page. So now that the girls are older, their chores are tied to their cell phone service. We cover their cell phone service and they pay it off by doing something like dishes. We also keep a running donation bag or box, which is really helpful for maintaining and moving things out. Whenever the box or bag gets full, then it's time for a trip to the donation center, and it makes it really easy and really visual. Before, when we didn't have that kind of system, things would just get shoved away. Like next time I go to the donation center, I'll just remember to come and dig through this drawer and grab out this random thing that needs to be donated. And now we don't have to worry about that because we just have these visual cues that make things much simpler. Now, I'm not an interior designer. I don't claim to have a more attractive space than anybody else, although it does fit in with my taste. But honestly, I feel like it's kind of the opposite of weird. It's pretty basic. My life has never been so simple. If you want some extra resources to help you let go of clutter, if you feel like that's a struggle for you, or maybe you're just looking to find some more simplicity in your own space, you can check out my free resource library using the link in the description, or just by going to miadanielle.com/freebies. It's got things like checklists, guides, even a challenge that I offered a while back. So feel free to go dig into all of those free resources that you like. Thanks for visiting, and I'll chat with you next time.